Could your AI-driven campaigns be alienating your customers without you realizing it? In this episode of Undumb Marketing, we uncover the 5 fatal mistakes that erode consumer trust and lead to ineffective marketing. From data mismanagement to neglecting ethical guidelines and failing to train your teams correctly. We also feature best practices from Netflix, IBM, and Google. If you use AI in your marketing, then you won't want to miss this.
It's crazy, right? AI marketing. It went from like this buzzword that everyone's throwing around to practically an industry standard, like almost overnight.
It really did.
But here's the big question. Are marketers actually using it the right way?
Right.
That's what we're going to kind of dig into today.
Exactly.
We're diving deep into the 5 fatal mistakes marketers make when using AI.
Yes.
So all of you listening can hopefully avoid making those same mistakes.
I think, it's not even just about avoiding those kind of cringy marketing fails, right? It's about understanding how to use it strategically and really get those results.
For sure. And speaking of results, we've got some great examples lined up from companies like Netflix, HubSpot, even Google.
Yeah, even the giants. They've had their wins and their learning experiences, shall we say.
For sure.
With AI.
Totally. And I think it's so valuable to hear about their experiences.
Yeah.
Because...
Should we start with that first one?
Yeah, let's...
The mismanaging data integration.
Okay, so this is something that I'm sure a lot of people can relate to.
Oh, for sure.
It's so tempting to just kind of throw all your data at your shiny new...
Absolutely.
And be like, all right, do the thing. But it's like that saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Right.
You can't just... No, I always think of it like, baking a cake.
Okay.
You can have the fanciest mixer, most expensive oven, but if your ingredients are bad, the cake is going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
It's the same with AI.
Yeah.
The quality of your data determines the quality of your outcomes.
Totally. And Gartner actually reported that 85% of AI projects fail because of bad data.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It highlights the fact that we need to shift our focus from just having big data to having the right data.
Yeah.
That means cleaning it, structuring it, filtering it, and making sure that it's relevant to your marketing goal.
Okay, so let's talk about Netflix for a second.
Yeah.
I remember when their recommendation algorithm was kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it was like, they knew me better than I knew myself.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of how powerful meticulous data management can be.
Okay.
So they actually boosted their viewership by 25%.
Wow.
Just by fine-tuning the data that fueled their recommendations.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just
about collecting as much data as possible. They were strategic about what data points they were choosing and how they used them to understand their viewer preferences.
So it wasn't just about throwing data at the algorithm.
Yeah.
They were using data to kind of figure out the psychology.
They went beyond basic demographics and viewing history.
Okay.
They started analyzing things like what time of day are people watching? How long are they watching?
Right.
When are they pausing? When are they rewinding? Even what device they're using. All of these little data points help them to paint a picture of their audience and tailor those recommendations accordingly.
So, I mean, it's like they cracked the code.
In a way.
Of what makes people tick.
Yeah, and that brings us to a crucial point.
Okay.
What data are you feeding your AI tools?
Right.
Before you even think about implementing any algorithms, take a look at your data.
Okay.
Is it clean?
Yep.
Is it relevant? Does it give you a deep understanding of your audience?
So it's almost like data is the fuel that powers the AI engine.
It is.
And you need the right fuel to get to where you want to go.
Neglecting your data is like running your Ferrari on cheap gas. You might get somewhere, but you're not going to be maximizing its potential.
Totally. I love that analogy. Okay, so we've talked about data integration. What's another pitfall that marketers should watch out for?
Let's talk about over-automation.
Okay.
It's so tempting to automate everything.
Right.
But it's crucial to remember that marketing is fundamentally about human connection.
Right. I think we've all been on the receiving end of those really robotic, like, hey, first name, buy this thing that you don't need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those generic blasts can really backfire.
Totally.
You end up alienating your audience instead of engaging them.
For sure.
And that's where the human touch becomes essential.
So how do you find that balance between automation and that personal touch?
Right.
Because, I mean, I get it. Like,
absolutely.
It's great to,
It frees up so much time and mental bandwidth.
For sure.
But the key is to be strategic about it.
Okay.
Think about it like this. Would you automate a marriage proposal?
Probably not.
Right. Because there are just some things that require that human touch, that emotional intelligence that AI can't replicate.
Right. So are there any companies out there that are doing this well?
HubSpot is a great example. They use AI extensively, but they're very mindful of where that human oversight and creativity is crucial.
Okay.
So, for instance, they might use AI to personalize email subject lines or to segment their audience.
Okay.
But they'll have a human review that final message to make sure it feels authentic and that it resonates with the target audience.
So it's not about saying no to automation completely.
It's about being smart and intentional about how you're using it. And this approach is working for them.
Yeah.
They've seen a 30% increase in customer satisfaction.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So for everyone listening, the question to ask yourself is how can you find that sweet spot between automation and that human touch in your own marketing?
What tasks can be automated? And where do you need that human spark?
Totally.
Now, before we jump into mistake number 3, I think it's important to address something that's often overlooked, but is absolutely critical in the age of AI, and that's training your team on AI, essentially. You're asking them to become fluent in a new language, and that takes time, resources, and commitment to ongoing learning.
Yeah, it's like learning to code.
Yeah.
Like you're not going to become a software engineer overnight.
You can't just expect them to pick it up immediately.
Yeah.
And just like with coding, there are different levels of proficiency when it comes to AI. And you might have some team members who are comfortable using some of the basic tools while others need more advanced training.
Yeah. So it's not like
it's not a one-size-fits-all
one-size-fits-all
approach.
Right.
A successful training program needs to be tailored to the specific needs and skills of your team.
So some people might benefit from, online courses. Some people might need hands-on experience. Totally. So let's say you've invested in training. Your team is comfortable with the tools. They're analyzing data. And they're starting to see results. What's the next pitfall that marketers should watch out for?
It's all about respecting the boundaries of AI. Specifically, consumer consent and data usage.
Oh, this is a big one.
Yeah.
I think we've all had that experience where it feels like companies are like tracking our every move.
Yeah.
And it's just creepy.
It is.
Yeah.
And that feeling of being watched can really erode trust. And trust is everything in marketing.
Yeah.
Especially when you're dealing with sensitive personal data.
Right. So how do you walk that line between, using data to create those personalized experiences, but also respecting consumer privacy?
Transparency is key. You need to be upfront with your customers about what data you're collecting, how you're using it, and what benefit they'll receive.
Okay, but let's be real.
Right.
How many people actually read those? Like
I know.
super long privacy policies. I know. I just click agree and move on.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
But it's not just about the legal jargon, right? It's about making privacy a core part of your brand messaging and demonstrating that commitment to data protection.
So are there any companies that are like setting the gold standard in this?
Absolutely. Apple comes to mind.
Okay.
They've really built their brand around privacy and user control.
Great.
Their stringent privacy policies, their focus on data minimization, their commitment to giving user control has earned them a lot of respect.
And that trust that they've built. I mean, that translates into
It's loyalty and brand preference, right?
Apple has reported
Yeah.
a 20% increase in user trust.
Wow.
Just from their stance on privacy.
It's huge.
It's a powerful example of how respecting consumer data can be a competitive advantage.
It's almost counterintuitive.
It is.
You'd think that collecting more data
Right.
would give you a competitive advantage.
Yeah.
But it seems...
But it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
It's a shift in mindset.
Right.
Instead of viewing data as something to exploit, we need to think of it as a resource that should be handled with care and respect.
So for all of our listeners out there, what are some steps that they can take to make sure that they're being transparent and respectful of their customers' data?
Well, the first step is awareness.
Okay.
Take a critical look at your data practices. Are you being upfront about how you're using
customer information? Are you giving them control over their data? Are you minimizing data collection?
And I think even beyond those, like, practical steps, it's about fostering a culture of data responsibility within your team so that everybody understands that data isn't just this, like, abstract concept.
It represents people with real lives and privacy concerns.
Totally. It's about treating customer data with the same care and respect that you would want your own data to be treated with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so we've covered a lot today.
We have.
5 fatal mistakes to avoid, a ton of practical advice, and some, like, really inspiring examples of companies using AI for good.
Right.
But before we wrap up, I kind of want to address the elephant in the room. We've talked about all these potential pitfalls, but does AI in marketing actually deliver on its promises? Is it all just hype, or can it really move the needle?
Well, I can confidently say that when AI is implemented strategically and ethically, it can absolutely transform your results. We're not just talking about incremental improvement.
Okay, so that's a bold statement. I need proof. What kind of concrete results are we talking about?
Let's go back to Netflix.
Okay.
Remember we talked about their focus on data quality for their recommendation algorithm. Well, that didn't just lead to a 25% increase in viewership.
Okay.
It also significantly reduced their churn rate.
So people were not only watching more,
Right.
they were sticking around longer.
Exactly.
Because they were getting content that they actually wanted to watch.
Because they were constantly being recommended stuff that they actually liked.
So for Netflix, lower churn rate equals higher revenue.
Exactly.
Which they can directly attribute to AI.
To their smart use of AI.
Okay. And then there's HubSpot.
Right.
Who saw that 30% jump in customer satisfaction scores.
Yeah. Happy customers are great.
Yeah, but I mean, how do we quantify that?
Right. How do you measure the actual impact?
Yeah, like what about leads generated, sales conversions?
Absolutely. We're seeing companies use AI-powered lead scoring and nurturing tools to identify the most promising leads and personalize their outreach.
So AI is basically helping marketers cut through all the noise and connect with the right people at the right time.
At the right time with the right message.
With the right message.
Yeah. No more spray and pray.
Right. No more just like throwing things at the wall and see what sticks.
And because AI can analyze massive amounts of data.
And spot patterns that humans might miss.
Okay.
It can do this with a level of precision and speed that was previously unimaginable.
And I imagine this personalized approach also helps with customer retention.
Absolutely. Because it's one thing to acquire new customers.
Right.
But keeping them
engaged and coming back.
Engaged and loyal is just as important.
Right. So how does...
And AI-powered personalization engines can analyze customer behavior and preferences to tailor content and offers and experiences in real time to keep them engaged and coming back for more.
So it's like a personal shopper for every customer.
It really is.
It seems like AI is touching every part of the customer journey.
Every stage from, awareness to
loyalty.
Really.
And as the technology continues to evolve, we can only expect those applications to expand.
Yeah,
But it's crucial to remember that AI is not a magic bullet.
Right.
You can't just
yeah.
sprinkle some AI on your strategy
Right.
and expect miracle.
And expect it to do the thing.
Overnight.
Yeah.
It requires careful planning,
Right.
thoughtful implementation,
Yeah.
and ongoing optimization.
I think even more importantly, it requires a shift
Yes.
in mindset.
Yes.
We need to stop thinking about
Right.
AI as a replacement.
As a replacement for human marketers.
Yeah.
And start thinking about it as a tool that can enhance
a tool that can,
your skills.
enhance our skills.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's about
AI versus humans.
Yeah, it's about AI and humans.
It's about AI and humans working together.
Working together to create something amazing.
Exactly.
This has been such a great conversation.
It really has.
We've covered so much.
From the 5 fatal mistakes to
real-world success stories.
Yeah.
And those ethical considerations.
Yeah, which are super important.
Which are critical.
Yeah. So hopefully everyone listening is walking away feeling
informed.
Informed and inspired.
Yeah, to level up their AI game.
Their AI game, for sure.
So for everyone out there who's ready to embrace the power of AI, remember to start with your data.
Yes.
Find that balance between automation and human touch.
Okay.
Respect your customers' privacy.
Right.
And never stop learning and evolving.
So, now that you know all about the possibilities, what one change will you make to level up your AI marketing game?
That's a wrap for this episode of Undumb Marketing. If you liked what you heard, don't stop here. Check out our other episodes for more straight takes on today's hottest marketing topics. New episodes dropping weekly, so hit follow and stay ahead of the game. Got a question or topic you want us to tackle? Find us online and let's keep the conversation going. See you next time.